Today, we're going to talk about intuition and how you can use it, how you can build it like a muscle, because it is one of the greatest gifts that we've been given. We have our five senses, but then we have this sixth sense, which is our perception, our ability to receive information from the quantum field. And it does take a little practice to get to know how to use it and how to discern it. So I'm going to share 5 tips with you today because I personally live a life that is really based on my intuition. I've made big leaps forward in my life by trusting my intuition. And I've learned how to use my intuition to read other people and read situations. And I made a whole career out of it. So I'm here to support you in being able to use it on the daily. So, first, you have to learn how to trust your gut. If you are walking into a space or a room, you might feel something in that stomach area. And your intuition in your gut, it could be very subtle, but it's there to support you. We have so many nerve ending nerve endings in our stomach area, and it's always picking up and receiving information through that solar plexus area. So your gut is a fantastic way to start tuning in. A lot of times I hear people say that they get, stomach aches when they feel like they're in a bad situation. And they might write it off just to think that, oh, it's just my stomach started hurting. Maybe I ate something bad. But actually, that is part of gut instinct. So starting to listen to that gut is an incredible way to start tuning into your intuition. A second way is to find stillness, to quiet the mind. It's really hard to hear the intuition when you're going a million miles an hour. Intuition is very subtle. I wish sometimes it was like a microphone and somebody speaking very loudly so you can understand and hear it. But oftentimes it's a really subtle message that comes through. And if you're just go, go, go doing all these things, it's going to be really hard to hear the message. So finding ways to still the mind, be in stillness, then you start to become receptive to receive the messages. So meditation is a great tool for that. Another way is to keep an intuition journal. I love doing this because oftentimes you might have an intuitive thought come through your mind. Maybe you see a friend of yours and think, oh, that person's pregnant. And you don't say anything, you forget about it. And then maybe a couple months later, they're showing and you're thinking to yourself, I swear I thought that person was pregnant. But because you didn't write it down, now you can't prove it. You're not sure if it was really a true thought of yours. So an intuition journal is an incredible way to support your growth and what you're seeing and to help you kind of take action on what it is that you're receiving. So very simply, just have a journal, put the date, write down what you're getting, and then go back. And when something comes true or where it's verified or validated, just go back and kind of check it off because it's really building up your faith and your trust in your ability to receive the messages that are for you or maybe even other people. Another way is to engage in your creativity. Intuition is so deeply connected with our creativity, our inner artist. So when you're playing, when you're having fun, when you're getting back into that childlike energy where you're, whether it's painting or coloring or dancing or whatever it may be, that is very much connected to that intuitive process where we start to come into flow, a flow state where we're not necessarily thinking about anything. But, if you're painting something, you're just focused on connecting, hopefully, to that piece of art. And that is when a lot of messages can come through when you're just in a flow state. So really get reconnected to your inner artist. And last but not least, to work with your intuition is to ask for guidance. Ask your higher self a question. And one of my favorite ways to use and do that is through automatic writing, is to put, the question at the top of the piece of paper and then allow yourself to get in a really quiet state, get your pen, and then just see what wants to stream through you. Write it down. And you'll often find that the way that it comes through is not the way that you would normally speak to yourself. Maybe it's a kind of a different verbiage or a different way. Maybe it's softer, but really the higher self is always going to come through in a loving way. If it's not the higher self. So the higher self wants to support you. Your higher self wants to support you in receiving your answers. So never be afraid to ask for guidance, and also ask for guidance from source or whatever you work with, whatever your version of a higher source energy is. Don't be afraid to tap into that, because when you ask questions, the universe wants to answer. And you'll find that intuitive things start to happen around you. So those are 5 ways to really support you in working with your intuition and growing it. And just remember, the more that you use it, the stronger it gets. Have a beautiful rest of your day.